Kenny, how exciting is this time right now, getting ready to go to the tournament, the emotions and knowing it's your last run? You all pumped up, that kind of stuff?
Yes. This is the best time of the year. No matter what you're talking about, I think, you get into March Madness, the 68 teams that are playing. I don't think there's anything that's more exciting than this.
Cam just said that a year ago, the difference maybe between a year ago and now is that some of you guys only knew, your only experience at this time of year was getting to a title game, losing one and then winning one. He said that now you kind of have something to fuel off of again after losing last year. Is that kind of the way you're looking at it?
Yeah, I mean, with it being our last go-around and the early exit last year and the way we got beat last year, it is definitely fuel for us going into the tournament. And we're just going to use that as much as we can.
What was that like personally for you, and like what did you learn from it? I mean, because like Kim mentioned yesterday, like that was all you knew, championship game, even though you were sitting in the second one, first one or the second one, I can't remember off the top of my head. But what was that like for you? What did you learn from it?
That this is not a fairy tale. I got a dose of reality. As much fun as those first 2 years were. I still hope we would get there, but we met a tough match, and they gave us everything that we can, and just learned that this is not going to be. It isn't easy. I'll say that. And, I didn't play much the first 2 years, and I think that was a big lesson, is how hard it is to get there, and to get there 2 years in a row is a pretty big accomplishment.
What are you stressing to the younger guys this week?
That we're going to have to be locked in at all times, whether it be a film session, whether it be practice, or just a shoot around. We have to be locked in. We can't let a minute go by where we're not 100% focused on what we're doing.
Kenny, when you committed to North Carolina, this was kind of a tough time period for Coach Williams. Dean Smith had just passed. He had knee surgery. NCAA stuff was kind of blowing up. He's always talked about basketball being his sanctuary at that point in time, and being able just to kind of bury himself in the court with you guys. Can you kind of speak to that, kind of how he was your first couple of years, and maybe how he's kind of grown past that as those things have kind of moved into the past?
You can definitely feel a difference without the cloud of the NCAA around, but he hasn't changed who he is. I mean, he's always been the same coach all 4 years. He had extra stress. He had to go to the meetings or whatever. But as soon as we got inside those lines, or whenever we did something as a group, it was the same coach. Like I've always said, he's always wanted to have fun. Nothing is ever too serious for him. He still knows when to joke around, but he also knows when to get serious. And I do think it was an escape for him to get away from that. And he's told us that multiple times. But he just used us in basketball, and luckily I've been blessed to be on 4 great teams, not just on the court but off the court, and teams that enjoy being around each other. So I think that's made it also a little bit easier for him to get away from it.
Kenny, you all suffered some losses in December, and a couple of them during the conference and everything. And then when you look at, you all were called the other day as a #1 seed. What does that do for this team?
I think it gives us a little bit of confidence. We were definitely excited to get the #1 seed because it just shows how much we've done and how much work we put in this season so far. And it definitely can give you a confidence boost because it's a difference between going out there and playing and thinking that you're one of the best teams. If you go out there thinking that, and then your play backs it up. I just think that can take your play to another level, honestly.
In what ways are Coach Rob and Coach Williams different, and what ways are they the same?
Honestly, that's a hard one because they're pretty much the same. I mean, I would say they're the same. I think they're the only difference is, you know, like physical characteristics. But you know, they've been. Oh man. You know, they've been around each other so much. It's like, you know, they picked up on each other's habits and things like that, and they're pretty much the same person when it comes to coaching. I mean, Coach Rob knows when to get serious. Coach Rob knows when to laugh. The same way with Coach Williams, and I think they've kind of fed off of each other. When they say they're best friends, they're best friends, and you know, they're, like I said, they're basically the same person.
Kenny, with scorers like Luke and Cam and Kobe, you have guys that could go off for 25 on any night. And sometimes you get maybe a guy that wants to score, like he has a big game and then he wants to keep scoring. They're hunting for shots, I guess. They seem like they've made it work very well playing off of each other. Why do you think that is?
They are not selfish at all. You know, they know what's a good shot and what's not. You know, but I think the unselfishness is a big thing. It's a big part of it. You know, they want the team to win. So, you know, if somebody's hot, we're going to do everything we can to get them the ball to see how long they can keep it going. And, you know, if somebody has a better shot, even if, say Kobe's hit a couple in a row, if Cam has a better shot, he's going to give it to Cam. And I think that's what makes this team so special is, you know, we want to see everybody succeed. And if there's somebody that's got it going, we're going to keep trying to find them.
In what ways has Kobe gotten better defensively, and can you kind of trace that with your, as a group, how much you guys have improved defensively last couple months?
I think the defense starts on the ball, and that's usually with the point guard. So Kobe sets the tone defensively, and you know, even you know, he's got some height, so he's able to, you know, slide down. In the Syracuse game, he slid down and took Tyus when I was in some foul trouble, and he was able to contain him for the rest of the game. And you know, that's just him being so versatile, him being he's a dog. Kobe's a dog. So when the time comes, he'll get up under you and he'll make you work for everything that you get. So and that just makes our whole defense better because you know, they're not the other team isn't getting into their offense as easy as they want to.
Kenny, going back to the number one seed question that Charlie asked, I know that provides confidence, but you guys were, I believe, 3-2 against the other number one seeds in this tournament with Duke, Virginia, and Gonzaga. What type of confidence does that provide?
And I just think it's crazy we played that many games against the number one seeds, but you know, that's how coach is. But you know, to go 3-2 against, you know, teams that are the best teams in the country, I think it says a lot about us, and it definitely can give us confidence to just to show us how good we can be, and that we can on any given night beat any team in the country.
This is your third number one seed. What's different between those three, this team and those other two teams, and then the number 2 seed team last year?
Not really much different. I mean, you know, those 2 years we didn't really play small my first 2 years. You know, if we did, it was for a short period of time, but you know, those were classic Coach Williams teams. 2 bigs, you know, point guard that can score the ball, and then wings that can also score the ball. But you know, this year, you know, we've got the 2 big guys that are not as big as, say, Bryce and Kennedy, but you know, we're still doing the same things. We're rebounding the heck out of the ball. We're spreading the ball around the offense, and you know, progressively we've gotten better on defense. And you know, of course, we want to build on that, but I think the formula has been the same for all 3 seasons. And the difference last year is, I think we had a lot more youth. I think we had 7 or 8 new guys, so it was a lot of inexperience, a lot of guys that didn't know what to expect. And you know, you get a team like Texas A&M, the guys who've been there for a couple years. I think that's how they were able to take advantage of us.
All right. Thanks, Kenny.
Thanks.